Welcome to Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant podcast. These are the stories of those who have received, given, and who are waiting for the gift of life, organ transplantation. Now here's your host and heart and kidney recipient, BJ Odom.
Welcome to the Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant podcast, where we explore the extraordinary world of organ transplantation. I'm your host, BJ Odom. Each week we share inspiring stories. We'll introduce you to remarkable individuals, and they will share their own transplant stories. Be sure to support the podcast by leaving a 5-star review and subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Have a transplant story yourself, or like to share a comment about the podcast? We would love to hear from you. Just email us, giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to connect with us on Facebook, Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast, as we welcome you to episode 53. That's right, we are 1 year old, heading into year number 2, and thank you so much for all of your support. Today we are joined by Sophia Renner, who is the engagement manager for SOTA, Student Organ Donation Advocates. We will learn more about SOTA. And in this episode 53, today we'll learn more information about SOTA's scholarship program for current and incoming college or graduate school students. Just head to www.sotanational.scholarships.org. Or for general information, just visit www.sotanational.org. We'll be back with Sophia Renner next. So we're talking to Sophia again today. We talked to her a little while back, and I'm kind of excited. But before we get to the big news that's going on right now for scholarships, for people that may have joined us for the first time, you are from SOTA. And a lot of people may not know what that stands for. Sophia, if you could please tell us what it's all about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for having me on again today. It's so lovely to join you. I'd be happy to start off by sharing more about SOTA and a little background on what we do. So SOTA stands for Student Organ Donation Advocates. And for anyone who may have missed our last episode together, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and our mission is to inspire and support student-led organ, eye, and tissue donation, education, and registration efforts on high school, college, and graduate school campuses. And the first ever SOTA chapter was started at Washington University in St. Louis in 2014 by SOTA's founder and our previous board president, Sarah Royf, whose older sister, Laura, became a donor hero at age 14 and whose liver saved the life of a now retired special education teacher in upstate New York. And since 2014, SOTA has expanded nationwide, and we now have over 115 student-led chapters on high school, college, and graduate school campuses. And when I say student-led, I mean that each chapter is led by a minimum of 3 students who work towards the goals of educating their peers about donation and registering their peers as donors. And they do this through a myriad of creative ways, which again are organized and led entirely by the students. Our 115 chapters have educated over 200,000 people about the life-saving gift of donation and have added over 11,500 people to the donor registry. So all of the credit truly goes to our students, who are incredibly driven and hardworking, and whose passion for donation advocacy is honestly an inspiration to me and to the donation and transplantation community.
Now, if there's anyone from a high school or a college and says, wow, someone I know, or I am a transplant patient, this is a great organization, but there's nothing going on in my high school or my college. Is there a way that they can get it started, and who should they contact?
Yes, absolutely. And I'd love to share a little more too about some of the resources that we could provide those students as well. SOTA provides mentorship, supplies, funding, leadership development, and so much more. And our students also form close connections to their local organ procurement organizations to be their designated organ donation experts. And our partnership with OPOs is a big part of what makes SOTA's mission so impactful, because we're really working together to uplift the next generation of donation advocates. So for any students who are interested in applying or learning more about either our event program, which is a more lower commitment option that supports a single student in supporting and hosting a one-time advocacy event, or our chapter program, which requires a team of students and more time dedicated to donation advocacy each week, I'd really recommend they visit www.sodanational.org/students, where they can learn all about our processes for our applications. And we're always available to answer questions over email through students@sodanational.org.
Awesome. Now, I talked to a gentleman just last week who we're going to have on the show in a few weeks away from now. And they have a wife that had a heart transplant, and he has started his own caregiver support group. And they have teamed up with the
Wow.
SOTA in their area. I don't know if you know who this person is, but it sounds like they're making strides with the students. And he's all excited about, connecting, with the SOTA and having them, in his back pocket to help them out. And he's, like an older gentleman, like I said, with a wife with a heart transplant, but they are giving him a lot of support and help. So he is all excited about it.
Yeah, that is so amazing to hear. I think that's something our students are really great at, is forming connections, and they truly are leaders from such a young age. I know high school students, they really aren't afraid to get out into their communities to make those connections and to uplift other organizations that they've been put in touch with. So although OPOs are SOTA's primary partner, we also see our chapters working with their Donate Life state teams and local tissue banks, local eye banks, local transplant centers, and other smaller nonprofit organizations or groups in their communities. So it's really inspiring to see what these students do and how they take their leadership and run with it.
Now I know, it's the end of the month here, and we still have like
Yes.
half of next month, because this will actually air on the 29th is when it first comes out. But you guys are doing something awesome. You're working with some scholarships. So I'm going to give you the microphone once again and tell me all about this program.
Amazing. Yes. So throughout the year, SOTA offers various seasonal programming to keep students engaged and energized. For example, in the fall, we host a campus challenge. And this April, we launched a bingo challenge to celebrate National Donate Life Month. And in the spring, we also accept applications for our annual scholarship program, which is primarily what I'm here to speak with you all about today. So without further ado, I'd love to dive into the fun stuff and share SOTA's 3 scholarships for 2025. So for any students who may be listening and looking for a scholarship to support their passion for organ, eye, and tissue donation, SOTA has you covered. To apply as a student, you must be enrolled in a college, university, or graduate school for the 2025 to 2026 school year, and you cannot have previously received a scholarship from SOTA National in the past. And if selected as a scholarship recipient, there are a few additional requirements. Our recipients are required to organize an organ, eye, and tissue donation advocacy event by the end of their fall 2025 semester. And SOTA National provides mentorship, event inspiration, and one-on-one support to really facilitate the process of getting those events off the ground for our recipients. And recipients are also required to attend a virtual networking session in August and a virtual awards ceremony in February of 2026. So our 3 scholarships for 2025 are the HBCU Donation Advocacy Scholarship, the Student Advocacy Scholarship, and the Daniel Gives Back Scholarship. Starting with our HBCU scholarship, SOTA is awarding 5 $1,000 scholarships to students attending historically Black colleges and universities. This scholarship is designed to support students who are passionate about organ donation and who are eager to address the myths and misconceptions that perpetuate the cycle of medical mistrust in underserved communities through their peers. Second Chance Fundraising is also sponsoring 5 $1,000 student advocacy scholarships for students who are passionate about organ, eye, and tissue donation and who are eager to host an advocacy event on their campus and in their communities. And this opportunity is truly all about recognizing students who are committed to raising awareness and inspiring action on their campuses. And we're also excited to introduce a new opportunity this year. The Daniel Gives Back Foundation is sponsoring one $1,000 scholarship for a student who is dedicated to donation advocacy and who is looking to grow as a leader. Whether they're sharing a personal story, honoring a loved one, or finding creative ways to get their peers talking about donation, this scholarship supports a student who leads with their heart and with initiative. And our scholarship applications are open now. They opened on April 15th, 2025, and they're open until Sunday, June 15th of 2025. So if you're a student and this sounds like something you'd want to be a part of, I'd highly encourage you to check out all the details at www.sodanational.org/scholarships. And again, if you have any questions or want to talk things through, you can always feel free to reach out to students at sodanational.org. We're always happy to help. And if you're not a student, you might be wondering, why should SODA's scholarship program matter to you? And we believe that students are the future of organ, eye, and tissue donation advocacy. They're organizing education and registration events, sharing truly powerful stories, leading chapters, and finding creative ways to get their peers talking about donation. And that kind of leadership deserves to be celebrated and supported. And that's ultimately why we launched SODA's scholarship program back in 2021. It's our way and our scholarship sponsors' way of investing in students who are making a real difference, helping save and heal lives through education, registration, and advocacy. And if you're not a student, here's a small but meaningful way to get involved. Think about the young people in your life. Is there someone who might be a great fit for this program? And if so, encouraging them to learn more and apply could be their first step toward becoming a life-saving advocate. So there's a ton of information there about our scholarship programs and the meaning behind them. And I'm really looking forward to working with this year's group of applicants and recipients.
Oh, man, that is so awesome. And as an old guy with a heart transplant and a kidney transplant, I admire the young people for what they're doing out there. I admire you and appreciate it so much. And so thank you for all you do. Again, if you're out there, you're in a college or a high school, and you're interested in starting an organization like that, make sure you go to the website. Also, if you want to, get involved and get one of these scholarships and apply, go to the website, and I'll let you give that address one more time.
Absolutely. It's www.sodanational.org. For our scholarships, you can visit www.sodanational.org/scholarships. And for general SODA programming for students, www.sodanational.org/students.
All right. Now, is there a number that someone could call if they wanted to start a chapter in their high school or their college, or do it all through the website?
There's our email address, students@sodanational.org. We're quick to get back via email. So I'd say through the website, there's an interest form, or over email is probably the best way to get in touch with our team.
And now I know we talked a few months ago, but maybe I'll ask you this question. How has it grown since the last time we talked?
Yes, we have been growing quickly these past couple of years, which is super exciting. Our big strategic goal for these last few years was to reach 100 chapters by 2025, and we actually surpassed that goal in the end of 2024. So we've been celebrating. We now have nearly 120 chapters that we'll be taking with us into the fall semester in the new school year. So we're really excited. And we just celebrated SODA's 10th birthday last year, which was a pretty big deal. So there's been lots of exciting milestones for us as an organization recently.
Well, congratulations. And one final thing is there's anything that we've missed or something important coming up that you'd like to mention here, I'm going to give you an opportunity and open the floor to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about as we close things out today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'd say for any students who I know we're nearing the end of the semester, as you mentioned, we only got a month or so left of this spring. If starting the SOTA chapter or getting involved with SOTA sounds like something that's more realistic for you for next school year, which I know as a student, you probably want to get through summer first before you're thinking about next school year. But we're happy to support y'all over the summer. If you have any questions on how to get things started for the following school year. And again, we have our campus challenge coming out next fall. We do an annual campus challenge between high schools, colleges, and graduate schools. So it's a really fun way to have a friendly competition between SOTA's chapter network across the country. And if that sounds interesting to anyone, I'd really recommend getting involved with SOTA before next fall. So perhaps we'll join y'all again to share a little more once that campus challenge is out. And there's always so many exciting events going on then too.
All right. Sounds like a plan. And also, as we do get ready, I know we want to enjoy the summer. We haven't even gotten out of school yet, but we want but we want to enjoy that summer. So maybe once it's, getting back to school time, maybe you can check in with us again and we'll try to, get some people excited, maybe some new freshmen coming in. They may be excited about the program. So let's talk again towards the beginning of the school year, unless, of course, the forum is always open if anything is going on, for you guys. And I've told you that before, if something big is coming up or you've got anything big, you just let us know and we'll make sure we get it on for you. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, BJ, and to the Gift of Life podcast. It's such a wonderful time to come join y'all. I love getting to work with you. You're such an amazing host, and it's really fun for me. So thank you so much for having me back.
And you are celebrating as we kick off our second year here on the podcast. We've been doing podcasts every week, and this will be starting our second year on your particular episode, number 53.
I'm so honored. Congratulations.
And the same to you, and keep us updated on things going on with SOTA. And one final time, give that contact information if anybody is interested in helping out SOTA. And you could be even out of, you probably, have a lot of, you say you're a nonprofit organization, so you probably do have a lot of fees. Maybe if someone would want to help you out, give all that information as we let you go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, again, for taking the time to learn more about SOTA and our scholarship program for the 2025 school year. If you have any general questions, feel free to visit www.sotanational.org or reach out to us anytime at students@sotanational.org. If you're a student, if you're not and you have some general questions, like BJ mentioned, SOTA@sotanational.org is another great email address to reach us, and we'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Now, I know you're doing construction work there at the offices or the campus, wherever you are, and I heard them hammer one time, but they've been pretty good. So they've been pretty nice to us. But awesome job, Sophia, and thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you, BJ.
Again, a big thank you goes out to Sophia Renner for joining us today from SOTA. Hey, be sure to join us each week for a new heartfelt episode of Gift of Life, the Organ Transplant Podcast. And if you have a transplant story, email us at giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. You can also use that same email address if you have a comment on the program. Again, that's giftoflifepodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, and also don't forget to like and share this episode with family and friends. We would appreciate that 5-star review also on your favorite podcast platform. Another podcast you might enjoy is myself and my former radio partner, Bill Stevens. BJ and Bill, the podcast, on the Podcast Playground Network, home for some of the best podcasters in the business. And we do want to thank them for making this podcast possible. Until next time, I'm BJ Odom. Thank you so much for being a part of our journey and reminding us all to appreciate each and every day and to treasure the extraordinary gift of life.
running on empty, heart fading fast. Doctor said, man, you ain't gonna last. But a stranger's kindness, a gift so true, turned the night sky into something new. He got a second chance, he got a brand new spark, like a freight train rolling back from the dark. Gift of life, let the story be told. One heart beats, another takes hold. Give a little, save a soul. Ain't no greater rock and roll. "15 years later, the road got rough. The fight ain't over when the climb is tough. Needed a kidney, the race was on. Another hero stepped up, kept him strong. Every breath he takes is a tale of hope. One life saved, another can cope. Gift of life, let the story be told. One heart beats, another takes hold. Give a little, save a soul. Ain't no greater rock and roll. Doctor's hands, a donor's grace, running on down to a brand new place. Second chances don't come twice, but when they do, man, they feel so nice. So let's spread the word, let the people know. One yesterday lets a miracle grow. You don't need wings just to save a man, just a little love, a helping hand. Gift of life, let the story be told. One heart beats, another takes hold. Give a little, save a soul. Ain't no greater rock and roll. BJ still rocking, still standing tall, thanks to the ones who gave it all. Gift of life, hear the sound. Pass it on, pass it down. The Gift of Life podcast, hosted by BJ Odom. Listen now.